There are a lot of genres in video games, and I mean a lot. From RPGs, shooting games, to puzzle games, and fighting games. There are every genre you can think of. And I pretty much played 90% of these genres, but there was one that kind of slipped through the cracks, and that would be fighting games. Now, it could be because of my parent ban. No, it's definitely because of my parent ban why I didn't play violent games, and fighting games definitely fell in that genre. That never stopped me from going to arcades or friends' house and playing, I don't know, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter from here and there, but most of the time, I got my ass handed to me. And I mean, my ass handed to me. I even bought Street Fighter 4 when it came out because the hype was super real, and that game looked amazing, but even then, I would still just get destroyed, even by the computer, and I never really understood why. Maybe it was because I thought maybe just punching, kicking, and blocking was literally it, and I never looked into it, but it just didn't seem like it was easy to me. Even after meeting one of my best friends now, and he was a super fighting game player, and like, I'm talking about competitive, like he was amazing. I had never beat him at fighting games ever. He tried to convince me that this was the best community, but he didn't really go too far. Fast forward to 2017's E3, and I saw a trailer that grabs me like nobody's uncle. It got me. The graphics, one of my favorite things ever, Dragon Ball Z. And I mean, I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan. I'm talking middle school, drawing Goku and Vegeta and printing out papers by myself. I am a nerd. And if you say you're a nerd and you didn't do that, you're not a fucking nerd. I even remember having Budokai when I was little because I wanted that game. For some reason, my parents let me get that one, even though like it was against their rules, but it's probably because they know at that moment, I'm drawing Dragon Ball Z characters. I'm not gonna fight anybody. But the difference between that game and even Xenoverse was this was an actual fighting game. And I'm talking like competitive level fighting games. And I told my friend Hyper, I think it's time for me to learn. And you know what? I bought that game day one. And I did learn. I looked up videos and he sent me stuff, and I learned what jump cancels were, block strings, and all the technical terms that I had never heard or even understood. And I found myself falling in love and understanding why people love this game and why people love fighting games. There's a whole community that I didn't even know about. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did fall off a little bit even to this day when it comes to like just sitting hours on end, learning the same combo move, but that didn't change how I felt about fighting games. In fact, I found myself just randomly watching Dragon Ball fighting just videos on YouTube, and then watching contests, and then watching esports, and realizing there's a bigger community than I expected. I remember my perspective changed for two fights, Goichi versus Sonic Fox and Goichi versus Lefton. Everyone knows about the Goichi and Sonic Fox rivalry, especially back then when it was like still first season, all that whatnot. So I'm not gonna get heavily into that. But let's talk about the Goichi versus Lefton. That was when I knew this was a different kind of sport. You had your underdogs and you had your top dogs. Goichi was a top dog. Lefton was pretty much just he was the underdog. He was truly the underdog. And it came down to the last string. And I found myself rooting for both, to be honest. And I don't see any other sport where you actually root for both teams. Most of the times you go for your team. But in this community, you could literally be voting for the underdog and realize halfway through, I kind of want the other one to win. It all changed towards the end when it was to the last string and Goichi got the Dragon Balls. This was one of the most epic moments that I'd ever seen, especially in a like fighting game thing, but watching that and like actually cheering and being excited and seeing the crowd excited. Even Lefton was like, oh my God, this is insane. And Goichi did the best comeback that I had seen.
Oh my goodness. Hold up. Oh my God. Hold on, how can he do that? Oh, he's still chasing. He's trying to go down.
And I know there's numerous things like that that has happened throughout this community that I probably missed out on, that I hands down missed out on. But that was what really got me in. And I still, to this day, watch all these things. I'm not even a person that dislikes sports. I like basketball, but there's nothing that gets me more exciting than a Dragon Ball tournament. If it's E3 or if it's just a regular Texas Roadhouse. It's super fun to me. I like watching it more than anything. It's a genre of sports that gives me everything that I like, from video games, high pace, and rivalries. There's nothing more entertaining than that to me, and I'm really glad that Dragon Ball Fighterz actually got me into it. I may not be the best, but at least I know what's going on, and watching it is amazing. You don't necessarily have to be the best to enjoy anything. There's plenty of people that just play recreational sports, and I think everyone should at least give it a try. Thanks for watching.
I wanna take you for a ride.